What was that? What? You guys? What are you guys doing here? Get. Go on. Go. Maybe if I just ignore them, they'll go away. Maybe that's what will happen here. What? Oh no! Oh, you're back. No, you need to go. Go. I told you, don't come bothering me. I don't know where your friends went. Oh, they're cowards. They're just fleeing. They're running away. Well, showed them. I'll teach you to invade my flower field. Humph. G'day everyone. Professor Maple here. We're back on Maple's World here for another episode. I'm in the tower above the Illager city here. You can see the view from here is about the same as the view from the rest of the base, except with dark prismarine over our noggins. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good day, or if you're not, it'll get better. I've been working, been doing a little bit of work, putting in some details on the outside of the building here. We've got some gray blocks mixed in with our gray blocks. We've got a balcony so the archmage can give addresses to all his loyal gray subjects as they grunt away. Um, this isn't done, and we will come back to this at some point. Um, but I for now we're going to put the whole city project on hold because there are a lot of blocks coming in the next update, the Nether update, that we will be using for this very project here. So mostly in the under places like the forge end of the place, but you can see if I actually get down to show you here, I've actually done a little tiny bit of redstone here. We can wait, what? Hello? I thought I did the redstone right. Hold on. What's going on here? So that, okay. So now that that's depowered, that should go down. Why does it not go down? Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, well clearly I've got some bugs to sort out here, but until that point, till the point where I figure out what's here we go. I've just got some phantom power going on and all up in here. That's okay. That we can fix. I'm just gonna steal a block or two from there, and we're just gonna do some impromptu redstone here. But yeah, there are a bunch of nice blocks coming in the Nether update here. So I'm gonna put this on hold because those blocks. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, hold on. That's too much redstone in one spot. That makes sense. Okay. So we'll have to. I'll come back and finish fixing that later. Um, for now, though, yeah, we're waiting for some basalt and some some other stuff, some other cool nethery stuff, and that almost looks fixed right there. So yeah, 1.16, we will more than likely come back to this whole project here, uh, so that things can look nicer here. However, I do want to just take a moment to appreciate this giant bell tower looking dealie here. Looks kind of interesting from the side. I think it looks better from the thin side. We gotta go this way a bit here. A little bit that way. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Where am I here? Where am I? There I am. I don't usually do the F5 in the thing. But yeah, that looks rather nice from that side, although the bell bit kind of flares out. But I wanted to look, while we're here, enough like the bell in the village that maybe that's what these guys are trying to steal from the villagers. They snuck around the one day and they stole the cow's partner. But they weren't able to get to the bell before the iron golems just knocked them on their butts. So that's our little bit of Maple's World lore for the day, I guess. However, we've got a few things that we can kind of do with this episode. Since I'm not working on that anymore, and the flower field is still a very long process, as you saw in the intro, and we've still got a couple kind of things to kind of clean up around the base here. I figured we can do some cleaning up this hex, which I've only kind of given functionality to in this concrete converter here. But that's not even where it's supposed to end up being on the hex. And I just want to tidy this up so it doesn't look like it's still under construction like it has been since basically I put it up here. We also have a couple other options, but most of those are kind of, well, optional, I guess. So yeah, I guess what we are going to do this episode, I've just decided we are going to work on that Prismarine hex right there, and we've got kind of three major components that need to come here. So we've got the concrete converter. We just have to move it. Once we know where the kelp farm primarily is going to go, and also the sea pickle farm. So we're gonna get all this 1.13. Was 1.13 the oceans update? Pretty sure that's what that one was. That's when that one happened, the thing stuff, or 1.12. One of the two. Anyway, we're gonna figure out where the kelp farm's going. We're gonna move this. We're gonna put in a sea pickle farm. We're gonna do all that stuff. And possibly more. We're going to see a lot of the nether in the future, so I think we may even kind of go over some of the changes that have been going on in the nether since you guys last saw. There are a couple of them. One of them is where this portal goes, and for reference, that's the blue tunnel. The blue tunnel is the south tunnel, if I remember. Yes, it's the south tunnel. And it's probably the only portal I have in this tunnel. In fact, probably it is the only portal I have in this tunnel. Ooh. Oh, wait, I need to go down the green tunnel to show you the other stuff. That's right. Let's maybe walk the first little bit. Alright, so one of those is, ooh, look at this, guys. I've been working really hard off camera to make sure that there is a nice nether to end portal tunnel, I guess you could call it. So we've got the Eye of Ender in the floor. We've got sort of the end city decor around us with the little nubbins growing here. The little end nubbins. I'm gonna call those end nubbins now. I know what they're actually called, but I want to call them end nubbins now. And then we've got the minecart elevator, the woolly vader, right there, in the nice end stone and purple. And we've got this end portal, which I've decided is probably going to be a four-faceted thing. Even if we only ever have two tunnels coming from it, because there's that way goes to the yellow tunnel. We just came from the green tunnel, and I just feel like there's more than one way to easily get here. So why not just continue those tunnels, even though it'll take a whole bunch of materials and stuff. All right, so here's the plan. Step one: take a look at the magic color changing hexagon. Yep, we did some clearing out. The slime farm is now white instead of the same beige as all these hexes over here. I thought it was getting kind of samey, so I was like, that needs a change. And I did it. It's all concrete now, and some quartz stairs. But basically, what we're gonna do, Is it not nighttime? Hello, darkness. Oh, it's not nighttime anymore. Neat. All right. Uh, well, anyway, so now that we've got that done, taken care of, I'm gonna try and design a kelp farm, but I'm gonna do it and the pun is very much intended here, as a dry run. Now I have seen kelp farms before. I'm gonna try not to look any of them up. I'm gonna try and design something that will work on its own without any intervention really whatsoever, unless you need to turn it off or something. And therefore, it's going to use observers, so it may end up looking like something that I've seen before or that exists on YouTube. But my memory's not great, and I'm going to try and take advantage of it and try to not remember how those work. So I'm gonna take some of these things in my inventory. I'm gonna simulate kelp with bamboo instead of doing like a wet run, because water and redstone, especially when experimenting in survival mode, I'm not going to creative for this one. That's not necessarily a great idea. So these torches are also going to have a bad time, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get something kind of thingamajiggered up here, and we'll see about trying not to copy other people's designs, hopefully. All right, that actually didn't take very long. I've yet to check if someone's actually done this already, but I imagine it's probably been done. This is too simple for someone not to have figured out yet. So the bamboo is going to be our kelp for the example. The bamboo grows, or the kelp grows, and it reaches the observer. It gets pushed off. It's just the observer, redstone dust, a block, and a regular piston. So it's pretty simple. But what I want to do to at least make an effort to make this not someone else's thing is I want to make the collection system in the back. People always have, oh yeah, the hoppers are down in the front here or underneath or whatever. But this is going to be in water, right? So the water carries items up. And why not have the go up and over the redstone? Why not? Like, it's of course not going to be as compact as it could be if you just had it come up into hoppers or something. I don't know. But why not just let's just get creative with this a little bit, and we'll get some maybe hoppers going over top of this. Maybe that's a thing we could do. Hold on, let's do. Maybe this is going to be easier than I expected too here. So if we do, I'm gonna have to jump. There we go. Landed it. Stuck the landing. Okay. So now if we have the water rises, and then it has to flow backwards. So somewhere back here we have to not get this redstone wet because it's redstone, which I think that's where our challenge is going to be. And we also have to make sure that there is some sort of a well for that to go into. So if we hop, nope, there we go. Yeah. So if we try and get like let's see, if we do a bottom slab there, right? And then we do like a that, and like a that, and actually probably want full blocks for the rest of this bit here. So if we do block, oh, come on, block, and oops, that's gone down here. Oh, and I've used the wrong pick for this, so that's now cobble. Great, perfect. Not really, but whatever. I'm gonna need more blocks for this too. Let's just use pistons as blocks. Why not? We're just gonna improvise with what we got here. So we've got our blocks here. Hoop-de-ha. Hoop-de-ha. That's one I haven't used before. Anyway, we've got our blocks. We've got our water source, which is going to be over here. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. We need to put our water source over there, not right here. So this actually all needs to be one block over, and we're going to simulate the existence of the water coming up here by just covering that over for a little bit here. So this water, it's going to flow there because that's the only place it can flow, but and it's not going to go through, right? It's just water logging maybe that half slab. Is it water logging that half slab? That's a good question. No, it's not. It's just flowing on top of it here. Interesting. Okay, but like in theory. Okay, so actually no, I've got one block too many now. Okay, that's a good point. So if we do that, that's still flowing in that way. So that's a good sign. So I think what all we really need now, we just need water sources at the top. Once we put the kelp in and it starts growing, it's going to create its own water sources. Or once we put some starter kelp in or something, maybe we'll not hook the observers up right away. But yeah, okay, so I think we're gonna just do a bunch of this into a chest. Probably the output will be over on that end, and we'll have something to work with here. I think this is gonna look pretty nice. And there it is. There is our what should be our kelp farm. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm recording, I've realized I want this thing to be lit when these torches are inevitably gone because they're not water loggable, water soluble, whatever you want to call it. Either way, I want to make sure that we've got some lighting in there. After we put what we're doing now is we're going to drown the farm. We're going to put the water in, make sure that I haven't put any water in during the testing, so we're going to make sure that A, the water actually will go in, and B, it'll stay in and not wreck I haven't put the redstone, like the actual redstone dust in yet, because I'm kind of nervous about this part going well. Let's see, so we've got that. So far so good. Oh, no. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Bad water. Bad sea lanterns. Go to your room. Oh, but because that's not flowing down, that's not making source blocks. Huh. Well, this is awkward. Let's see if I can fix this here. Yeah, no, that's gonna not make source blocks. So I've got to get a water source for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more spots here. Okay, so water's in, and the good news is that we've got it all flowing backward. So in theory, if we just... Oh wait, that's not sources yet. Right. In theory, if we let it all go, it's just gonna keep going. but we can make it all sources by just putting some kelp up here. And, oh, we can actually grow it on sea lanterns. That's helpful. I'm gonna go grab my kelp. I should have brought more kelp over here. More starter kelp. Alright. So that's all our starter kelp. Testing it out. We can grow things on sea lanterns. That's something I didn't realize I would need to find out. But I'm glad I found that out now. Now we can put all this redstone in. We can pop back here. And off we go. We don't even need more repeaters because that's only like 8 long. So if we pop around the side here, yeah, that looks pretty nice. The kelp's animated, and eventually it'll grow up. It'll start popping itself into the hoppers. Pop to the hop. And I know what you're thinking. This is actually going to be stripped birch. Yeah, it's going to look much better that way. Alright guys, so there it is. There's the kelp farm. Originally I wasn't going to put a roof on it, but it just looked very rectangular, even with this little offbit for the output chests. Oh, that was this piston that went off. Right, that makes sense. I heard a piston and I was like, what? Why don't I have more kelp here? But yeah, so I wasn't going to put a roof on it, but it just looked too box-like, even with the output chest area. And so I was like, well, that build has a roof. And that build has a roof. And even that build technically has a roof. So why not just put a... It looks vaguely like some weird, like, aquatic house kind of thing. And I kind of like it. So over here, we've got our on-off switch. So we turn that on, all the pistons come out, nothing will harvest, nothing will be able to grow. We turn that back off, and it'll just auto-harvest until something else happens to it here. And one thing I do need to, where to go? Need to remember to do though is to, whoop, no one saw that. Oh, my frames went down. Is to color code this sign that no one will really ever see, but I felt it needed to be. That's one of the things. I keep adding things to Minecraft that, as a longtime player, hasn't been in the game as long as it has been, if that makes sense. Like, it's been out of the game longer than it's been in the game since it was implemented. So I've played Minecraft since 1.4, 1.6, somewhere around there. And that's a good 10, 11 updates that we've had Minecraft go through, and without the ability to color signs like this. So, oh, that's actually super easy. I like that with the spruce. There we go. So yeah, when they add stuff like that you don't really think of as a longtime player, I want to make sure I have some opportunities to remember that they're there and use them when I remember that they are there to use. Like campfires, that's a thing that I originally wasn't going to put in the smelting hex, but look at how smoky that thing is now. Oh boy. And the same goes for this. Same goes for banners. If it weren't for the sheep hex, and I was like, oh well, what can we do to decorate a sheep hex with wool? We can't use raw wool for the most part. Banners are a thing, right? Yes. So like all these things that just get added to the game. You forget they exist, and then you're going through and you're like, well, what else can I do? So yeah, now these signs are color coordinated. This one's not going to stay very long, but that's fine. And then I think we're going to move on to something else here. Woo! 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 Okay, everybody, we're back in the Redstone test world. I've got my morning voice. That's kind of nice. I like my morning voice. But yeah, we're in front of what is essentially Mr. Crayfish's sea pickle farm. It's the shifting uh, coral blocks with the hoppers and the flowing water into these hoppers in the front, and the pickup. We're gonna have a pickle barrel in the as the collection, and the bone meal storage in the back there. Uh, just because I think barrels are probably better for frames and stuff because they're full block and whatnot, but also just being able to say pickle barrel. It's just a fun thing to say. Go ahead, say it. Say it. No one will make fun of you. No one's listening. Just say pickle barrel. See? It's a fun thing to say, right? So, yeah, now I have modified this a little bit. I'm just floating slightly above the ground. It looks like I'm walking. That's what I'm having fun with right now. It's no matter how far down you get, it looks like I'm touching the ground. Anyway, so yeah, I modified the timing circuit back here. We've got 4 tick repeaters going into the sticky outer bits, the sticky pistons, and then we've just got an observer clock here because that just seemed to make sense, and I'll probably make it so that it fits a little better once it's actually in. It might slot into this spot here and somewhere around the I've got to be careful of that water there, but you know. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So now I've just got to go in and build it on that hex there. Aha! There it is. I've built it. It's nicely integrated into the back here. Oh, and looks like we're getting more kelp here. Hold on. How much we got? I've had this running since we've been working. Just over a stack. I put the bamboo in there just somewhere to store it. That doesn't go into my shulker boxes that are for other things. So that's pretty good. That's like I know there's some inefficiencies. Some kelp gets stuck in the underneath the hoppers sometimes, and sometimes they just don't get it up into the upward flowing water, and that's okay. It's not 100% lossless. It's just, but it's doing what it needs to do. It just needs to get kelp. Kelp grows really quickly, and we can get. I've already got lots of it. Like look at this shulker box from making the Guardian farm. Look at that. And that's not all of it. A lot of it I just recently used in the smelting hex there, so that's the thing. But yeah, sea pickle farm. I've got some bone meal in the dispenser now, and I think we're good. I've made some further modifications to the redstone in that now we have just the. Actually, we've got to go underneath. So there's the lever here in the middle. There we go. That block there, that dark prismarine block, is the lever. It goes into this redstone line that goes into that piston, the sticky piston over here, which puts that observer facing that observer, which makes an observer clock. The observer on the other end here will go into this block, which powers this redstone, which powers the repeaters and not only the dispenser from this slab here, but also the pistons here. So yeah, I saved myself a piece of redstone by using that block instead, remembering that you can power blocks. I kind of forget that a lot, and so that's why a lot of my redstone contraptions look kind of noodly sometimes. So that's nice. So yeah, we're gonna do our test run here. I have not tested it yet. You can see no new sea pickles as of now. This is my third last sea pickle. So maybe once we run these 2 stacks of bone meal, we'll run it again in another 6 to 12 months. Maybe I don't use sea pickles a lot, but I figure having a farm for them is a lot easier than harvesting them. Okay, good. Yes, we've got sea pickles coming up. Now, in the test world, some of them were getting stuck on the walls here, so I may have to put a roof on it. And I'm glad this thing works. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep, we've got some ending up on the walls. We've got the sea pickles on our base uh, thing have multiplied. Basically, the way this thing works is is that the coral blocks get moved back and forth. There's water blocks under the like they get the coral gets moved below the hoppers, and there's another water source under each of where those will be when they're under the hoppers. And then the dispenser just dispenses the moving of the coral blocks, pops the pickles off, and they hop into the water stream, which is flowing this way. This way towards the hoppers. And then, of course, it all goes in there. And that's already half a stack of sea pickles for about about a stack of. That's maybe not as efficient as I was hoping, but it's better than nothing. And it's honestly, I don't really care. I don't use a lot of sea pickles. I don't do a lot of underwater building anymore. Not that I'm necessarily opposed to it. Well, I think I'm still a little slightly burnt out from the Guardian farm. That those big projects take a lot of it out of you, and I find I usually like to go do something very different for a while when I'm done with those. So yeah, we've got that. The water under there keeps the coral from decoralizing or dying or whatever, however you want to say it. And then this middle block doesn't move the coral block, so the dispenser just keeps dispensing at it. And we've got all this. Actually, the inefficiency might be because of the timer I used instead of Mr. Crayfish's timer. That's something I didn't think of at the time. But we're not going to change it because it fits nice and snug now. So, yeah. I'm going to look into roof options for this. And we're back. We've got some rudimentary sea pickles sticking out of the sea pickle farm. You know what? I thought they'd be kind of cool to have in here, but these are too chunky and I don't have enough room to make them tall enough to not look chunky. And I thought the little like luminescent stringy bit coming out the top would have been nice with the sea lanterns here, but I'm not feeling this at all. So this is I just spent a few minutes putting this up, and we're gonna tear it down and just put the roof like the rest of the roofs in this hex. But I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I tried to build something that looks nice and isn't something I've seen in a tutorial. But yeah, I'm gonna just replace this with just slabs. Just some dark prismarine slabs again, and we'll move on. And I think we're gonna actually end it there. I didn't realize I was way over time for this episode, so I hope you enjoy it. Ooh, that was nice timing. I had fun making it. It's nice to have. I've got so much room on this hex now that there's an actual floor in it, and the Prismarine buildings are kind of an interesting addition. I keep looking at this building because I'm just used to like walking this way, and then they're just being able to see like stone and dirt and stuff behind there. So it's nice. I sometimes I'll just come up here and just stare at this building because it's like my brain just still can't get used to it being there. So that's the thing. Anyway, yeah, it's nice having all this room to lie down in. I may as well do that, right? Anyway, I hope you had a good now, have a good later, and we'll see you next episode. Goodbye. Pardon me, on that hex there. There we go. There's a hair in my mouth.